I'm going to be doing a series of really short videos talking about hand health. I'm going to show you some exercises that I was taught, and I'm going to show you some ways to make jewelry that that will help you to keep your hands relaxed, or hopefully will. But you will find that most of the time, your hand health is just you holding things too tight. And I'm going to talk a lot about that. As a musician, I've experienced that. And as a jewelry maker, I have experienced that. So with that said, I'll see you on the bead mat side. Okay, hi. Today in hand health talk, I'm going to be showing you some exercises. Now, I want to say again, I am not an expert. I am not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I am just an experiencer, someone who's had trouble with her hands because of overuse. I overused 50 years playing the cello, 20 years almost of playing the violin, and also of making jewelry, and playing the guitar, and just doing everything with my hands. And some days are worse than others, like with some of you. I also have an autoimmune disorder that causes flare-up, like arthritic flare-ups and parts of my body, but I don't necessarily, they haven't diagnosed me with arthritis in every part, but in my fingers, you can see the wear and tear. It's there. I have the what's called arthritic bumps. And so, and today I'm having some swelling in my hands because I was doing Christmas cards yesterday, and yeah, all that writing gave my hands a shock. Like, are you kidding me? So that's perfect, because that way I can show you what I do to help my hands out a little and help me be able to make jewelry for long periods of time, because that's what I do the most, and for playing the cello for long periods of time. All right, the number one thing is, when I went to a hand therapist, they told me to treat my hands like any athlete treats their body. So a football player goes out and they warm up, they do stretches, they do all their warm-up procedure, and that's what you need to do too. And I always thought, well, I'm just a musician or I'm just a jewelry maker, but it doesn't matter, because we are using these muscles extensively and they need a little love and care. So one of the first things that I was taught to do, and again, I am not an expert, but I experienced the pain your hands can go through. As a matter of fact, it was so bad. This finger was so bad that I couldn't play the cello. It was so swollen and red. And so now look at it. It's crooked and it's well loved, but it's workable. I can use it. All right. One of the first things I learned is I'm going to be doing it over here, but you should do it like where it's up above in front of your body. I'm going to just open up my palm and then slowly close it into a fist. So open. I'm keeping my thumb out of it. I'm not taking it under, but I'm going over, and literally just slow, back and forth, real slow. Try not to add any extra tension to it. Do it so it's nice and relaxed, and then switch it over to your other hand. And actually doing it at this angle is really tense for me, but I wanted to demonstrate without having to do all sorts of funky angles with my camera. And just real slow, open, and then close. And I'm telling you right now, this really feels good on my hands, because they were really, I did a lot of writing, like I said, and they were, actually, I didn't realize how stiff they were. Okay, that is one of the exercises. The next exercise is similar, but it's called a claw stretch. So you open, and then you're going to close it, but like a claw, like this. The Wicked Witch of the West. There we go. My thumbs don't go as well. As you can see, there's a big bump on that one. This is my bow hand, so I hold my bow with the thumb there, and I keep it bent a lot. So, sorry, claw. My hand was like, what are you doing? And again, do both hands because you're using both hands when you make jewelry. Whether you're left or right-handed, you make both hands. You have both hands do it. So do those about 10 times. And actually, I was doing them too fast. They want you to hold them for 30 seconds. But I'm just trying to demonstrate. Oh, God, that feels so good. Okay. And then the other one is making an O. So again, you're going to be holding your hand upright in front of you. And I just demonstrated that, but you couldn't see it because I have it down here. So don't do it over your table. Go ahead and hold your hand upright. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you. This one is just making O's with every finger. So you could go your pinky, your ring, your middle, your pointer, and then slowly go back and forth doing all of them. Try to keep them independent of each other. Sometimes it's easier said than done. And again, it says to hold each position 30 seconds. I'm doing it very quickly. I mean, I was probably holding that maybe 5 seconds. So I actually was shown to do it about 15 seconds. Again, it feels really good. Just nice stretches. And a lot of these exercises, there's a difference between holding your hand bent and then putting your hand straight out and doing it. It adds, you get more of a stretch in your forearm when you do that. All right, the next one is walking fingers. And this, you put your hand on the mat and palm face down, thumbs over here, and you just move your first finger over, your pointer, then your middle, then your ring, and then your pinky. And then you can move it back, or I was taught to walk it back, kind of do the same thing back. And then slowly, do everything slowly. And if you feel any pain, stop. Now, this is the other thing. If you feel a stretch, that's great, but do it slow because you don't want to overdo it. And again, do both hands. So bring it over. That actually hurt a little because I was trying to do it real funky for some reason there. I am right-handed, so my left hand's a little spastic, even though I use it for fingering. Come on, pinky. All right, so just continue on with those stretches. All right, this other one is, again, palm down. And you guys, these are no-brainers. Some of you probably already know how to do these and do them all the time. And but again, they're really effective, especially right before you go to make anything, pieces of jewelry. So it's lifting your fingers up one at a time and holding them about 5 seconds. Well, I apologize. Oh, it's doing all of them, so including the thumb for 5 seconds. And then bring it down. And then the pointer. Sometimes you don't do the thumb. And again, and if you find that your fingers want to come up at the same, these two tend to be buddy pals, and always want to come up together. Let's see if I actually don't have that problem because I've been playing a string instrument for over 50 years. See, and there, and I use all of these fingers independently, and so it's helped a lot. Playing an instrument really helped my hand strength and everything. There are a few more similar. The finger bends, just bending your fingers down like this. Oh, that feels so good. And again, doing both hands. Then there's one that I really, really loved a lot. And it not only helps stretching your fingers, but it stretches the hand a little. And we all have mats, right? And so you roll up a mat and placing your fingernails onto the side of it. Keep your thumb relaxed and put your palm of your hand down, or the bottom part of the palm down. And then just gently bring, kind of like, feel like you're bringing the palm towards the table. And what you're doing is you're stretching, pressing the finger down. You're stretching all of these around here. And for me, this is one of my absolute favorites because, I'm going to angle this a little better. Because again, fingernails are like down, and then just press the palm part, try to press it downwards, not without hurting. And it just really, I feel the stretch, especially in these knuckles here. That was the important part for me, was these knuckles. So this is one of my favorite stretches. But again, it's putting this part, you see where my fingernails are into the material. And then I'm gently try to press this portion downward towards the table and letting it stretch all this part of my fingers, and especially like these primary knuckles here, the first ones up here. Okay, there are your other stretches back here that was a nice pop. Those also, you could do that first with a bent elbow and then with a straight arm. And some of these you can find online, not some of them, most of them you probably can find online. One of my resources was eMediHealth, and I'll put that down below in the description. But a lot of these were given to me for my hand health when I did hand therapy because of problems I had. One last one for your thumb. You have it here, and you gently press your hand, like put the weight of your hand onto the thumb. Do not do it super hard, especially if you have any, I can't do it there, any problems. I'm just gently pressing this. They didn't want me to pull it because we tend to do it too hard. So I did the side of my hand onto the thumb, the top of the thumb here, and just gently press it down. And that helps a lot. If at any time anything hurts, stop. After you finish making jewelry, so like today, when I'm done making jewelry, I have little things that I put in the freezer that I put onto my hands afterwards. I bought a hand glove that you put in the freezer, but it didn't get as cold as I needed it to. It just didn't do it for me. Sometimes the cold can hurt. If that's the case, sometimes you need to experiment, because sometimes if you have like fibromyalgia as opposed to arthritis, fibromyalgia pain, ice can exasperate it, or heat, depending on you, what your body tells you. So sometimes I'll put heat on something, but most of the time it's ice, and it feels really good. It's cold, but it feels really good. I do recommend that you put paper towel and or a thin towel between your skin and anything that was in the freezer, just so that you don't do any freezer burns, depending on the sensitivity of your skin. All right, I hope this helps. It helps me a lot. Like I said, I was to the point where I couldn't even play at all because of this knuckle. And I started doing these exercises, and I really feel like I can go, I pop and snap, crackle, pop, I call it, quite a bit. But I can do anything pretty much, making jewelry and playing my instruments. And my hands do not give up on me, but I do have to treat them with tender, loving care. And I hope that this helps you. If you have real bad conditioned arthritis, I highly recommend that you go to your physician, your primary doctor, and ask to see a hand therapist. It just was, I didn't even know they existed. Sorry out there, hand therapists of the world, but it was the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me. It really changed my life. I really truly thought I was going to have to stop playing my instrument for the rest of my life, and that broke my heart. So, yes, if you are having a really exasperated swelling in joints and a lot of pain, then go to a hand therapist. I also want to say that, I have, because of my health condition, I have to take blood thinner. And so I can't take Advil. I can only take Tylenol. And I don't need anything stronger. I do not need anything stronger for any stiffness and pain if I do my exercises. So if you are somebody who doesn't like taking a lot of medication, that might be the way to go for you. And again, I am not a doctor. I am not a professional, just an experiencer, just sharing some of the things that I do to help keep my hands as healthy as they can be. Good luck. Have fun making jewelry.